It's going good. Oh my
All
God.
right.
Can you believe another week passed? We were dark last week.
Yes, and the week before.
Yeah. And in the meantime, oh my God, finally a new president got elected, or we think a new
Yes.
president got elected.
Yes, and I'm totally wishing the both of them the very best because they definitely have their work cut out for them. They're not going to be perfect,
Oh, you mean
but
the presumed elected president and vice president?
yes, yes, it's going to happen. Like they say, this too shall pass. It's definitely going to happen, but come January 20th, it's going to happen.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think so too. But you know, like earlier, we just spoke a little bit about it. That you having relatives, in the Middle East, and me
Hmm.
having relatives in Europe, and they ask us, "What's happening here in America?
Right,
What is happening?" They don't understand.
right.
And it's hard to explain. And well, I guess it's what it is. We have to go through this, and I guess the best thing for us to do now is to get our guest, Shari Williams, admitted
Yes,
to
Shari
our
Williams
show
is our guest today. We are so happy to have her today.
today.
Absolutely.
Up there she is
Shari.
popping up.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
Shari. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. I'm doing
I'm
pretty good.
I'm doing awesome too. Hello,
Hi.
Hey,
Liz.
beautiful.
Hey, how's everybody? Hi, Liz. Hi, Eric.
Good.
Hey, we're
Thank
doing pretty
you,
good.
Shari.
We're hanging in there.
And
Wow, thank you so much for having me on your show tonight.
Oh,
yeah,
you are more than welcome. You are more
and
Well,
than
or
it's
welcome.
today, because it's for everybody all over, right?
all over.
Absolutely.
And I will
Absolutely.
actually have Liz introduce you, and just to say, you have such a multitude of talents.
Yes.
And when
Yes.
Liz told me how you actually met, that you were modeling for
Yes.
one of her last shows, I was like, wow, I'm so honored.
Oh,
Surrounded by fashion designers, by a model. Well, that's pretty cool.
thank
Yes,
you
you're
so much.
you're in good company.
Thank you. Of course I am. With the two of you guys, nothing can go wrong.
I know that's right. So for our guest, I'd like to introduce Shari Williams, is a public relations consultant. She's also a model and a licensed UAS drone pilot. And she is known as the goddess of drones. I love that. That's
Thank you.
really cool. That's really cool. How'd you come up with that name? We were talking about that.
Well, I'm all about self-care and I feel like I'm a goddess. So when I was going through school to get my license to become a drone pilot, I
Hmm.
had to come up with a name for my drone. And I kept saying, I don't know. So I just kept on thinking about it. And then it just hit me just like that, goddess of drones. So
Wow, that's cool.
the goddess of drones.
I like that. So we're going to ask you a few questions. What are the 5 referrals for you and your business, Shari?
Well, let me just first say again, thank you for having me.
Hmm.
And let me tell you about my business because Shari Williams Enterprises, like you said, I'm a PR consultant, I'm a model, I'm
Yes.
a drone pilot and
Hmm.
instructor. So I love to teach students how to prepare for the Part 107 knowledge exam and pass the test so that they can become remote pilots. So
Wow.
we do those things, as well as host the Woman Up Initiatives Business and Community Networking Group. So
Okay.
I would like a lot of referrals, and the referrals that really work for me are people in real estate, photographers, event planners. Maybe they want to hire a drone pilot. We have construction workers, uh, really all types of people. Anyone that wants to go into this career, you're an essential worker. Drones are used in many, many industries. So a referral is someone that really wants to learn this industry and get into this business on the ground floor. The
Right.
market is still wide, wide open, and really build a career using drones in commercial businesses.
Okay. Could you tell us a little bit about how it actually works with the drones? Like, how did you decide that you wanted to be a drone pilot? I mean, what drove you to that? Literally.
Well, let's say this. So I have a good friend. Her name is Kim, and she is a fashionista like myself. And she came to me and she said, "Hey, let's go out for lunch. Let's go over to Macy's and look at the sale and everything." This was a lot of years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And so I said, oh, okay, let's do that. And she says, "I really want to talk to you about something." I'm like, "What?" She said, "I really want to talk to you about drones." And I'm like, I don't know. I know about drones because
Yeah.
I worked in the oil and gas industry. So I know about drones, but I really wasn't interested in learning more about it. But as a professional model, this is how she got me. She said, "Shari, you're a model. Wouldn't you like a camera in the sky?" I said, "Well, absolutely. I would love a camera in the sky." So she said, "So let me show you how to do that." So she pulled out this big box. She pulled out her drone. She cranked that baby up. She flew it in the air. She gave me the remote control. And she said, "This is a drone. This is a commercial drone. And you can be a pilot." And I'm like, "Oh my God, this is so
Wow.
cool." And I was hooked from that point on.
Oh
And
my goodness.
that was 4 years ago. I am a remote pilot. I am an instructor, and I love teaching other people how to get into this industry and really, make an impact in this industry. So it was over
Wow.
lunch talking about fashion, but her real motive was to talk to me about drones.
Wow.
So is that drone license that you instruct for, is that like your first step, or is that the license where actually you can go to a company and say, "Hey, I would like to offer you my services as a drone pilot"?
So what you would do is you would probably take my class. It's out there and it's available, and you would study to become a drone pilot. And once you pass the Part 107 knowledge exam, you are a remote pilot. Then you want to, as you're studying for the exam, you are learning how to fly a drone as well. So you want to take the flying lessons that goes with the curriculum, and you start to learn how to fly the drones. You want to accumulate about 50 hours or more to
Yeah.
really be good in what you're doing flying the drone. And of course, there's a lot of different drones for a lot of different industries. And so you want to be able to start with a small drone so that you can learn all the features and things on the small drone. And then you want to
Wow.
work your way up to the larger drones that you can actually use in, let's say, public safety or agriculture or cinematography. Photographers use a lot of drones, transportation. There's so many industries that use drones, and now we have the opportunity to supply those kind of services to people.
Wow, that's amazing. Could you please tell me how the drone would work? I would say at one of my fashion shows. Tell me, just walk me through that a little bit.
Well, I recently saw a fashion show, and the fashion show. And I'm going to have to pull this up and make sure that you can post it on this page later for everybody to watch. And it was a fashion show with drones, and the drones were swooping down the runway with the handbags, carrying the handbags down the runway, and they were, stopped in the front like you would stop if you were modeling on the runway, and turn, and the next handbag would come. And I just thought, wow, that's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
So that's one way you would utilize drones, by having it carry something. Or you can use a drone to take aerial images of your entire event. Maybe you want to capture the entire event. I know, Liz, you do a wonderful charity event. I've been a part of that event, and you can capture some of that event outside as well as inside. You can capture, like you do, the behind the scenes, but some of that might be outside. Maybe all the girls are, congregating at the local, maybe you did a photo shoot in the park, or maybe you walked over to the local radio station or TV station to do an interview. Maybe that drone is swooping down and, gathering all of those wonderful photos from you and your cast, you and your mom. So the drone can be really utilized into every aspect of what the person's adventure or imagination is. And that's the cool part about drones.
All right. All right.
I mean, like, what type of weather conditions, can you fly in? Because, I mean, well, here in Southern California, I wouldn't, be too perturbed. Usually it's always nice. There's not even a big wind here. But how is it, like when you are like in New York?
Well, first of all, you have classes of airspace. So you want to always make sure that you can fly in a particular class of airspace. And then if you can, you have to get the waivers and things that you would need to fly in those airspaces. So that's one thing. The weather would have an effect on, of course, what season it is, where you are in the world, what the weather conditions are at that time. So I can be in the best of locations with sunny weather, and it still may not be right for the drone. Maybe it's really hot, and maybe that's going to have an effect on my drone, because if my drone is really hot, that means the batteries are going to get really hot. So it's not about cold weather versus a hot weather situation. It's about the right weather conditions for the job that you're doing, in the location that you're doing it in, at the right time. And that is you don't always have that, you don't know that science. You just have to see the weather, you have to do your homework, you have to plan out the operation so that you can really be effective for the client. So Liz, if you said, Shari, the next time you come out and visit me and participate in the fashion show, bring your drone. I want to do something. And I'm going to have to do some research to say, okay, Liz, what is it that you really want to do, and see if we can capture your experience, how you see it.
Okay, that's awesome. I'm very interested in that.
Awesome.
Very, very much so. And I want to switch it over a little bit to fashion. What type of gear do you wear when you're doing work for a client with drones?
Well, weather conditions, as you mentioned, Eric, are really key. So you want to make sure a couple of things. You want to make sure you're hydrated. You want to make sure you get a good night's sleep if you're going out and doing a job. You want to make sure that you're dressing for the weather conditions. If you're like me and you get hot and you're cold, I'm sassy, so I get hot, I get cold. You want to make sure you can layer and, peel things off if you need to do that. You want to make sure you wear things that have pockets, so that you can make sure that you can have pockets to hold certain things that you may need. You want to have the right equipment bag to carry your drone in, and you want to make sure that you have on gloves if you need to have on gloves. Maybe it's cold weather, and so you may need gloves, so you may need the right type of gloves. You want to have on, you don't want to have on heels if you're going into terrain that is woody and areas that are unpopulated. You want to have on the right gear, maybe hiking boots if that requires that. It just depends. It really, really depends, because I have droned in a pair of stilettos.
That's cool. That's really cool.
So,
Yeah, I
so in
did it.
other words, you know, when I hear you talking, so you just don't do, you know, okay, you come to me and I teach you how to fly the drone. It seems like you have the ability to go a whole step further and actually attach even a business idea to that, so that your student could become not just, you know, a drone pilot, but also an entrepreneur.
Oh, absolutely. So a lot of drone pilots have started drone companies, or maybe they're working for a new company. We won't name any companies because, you know, we're on the Eric and Liz show.
That's
But
okay.
the bottom line is you can work for major companies. So really, it is all about entrepreneurship. Okay. I've done a couple jobs. I just came back from the Turks and Caicos Island for a woman's
Woo!
retreat. And the women's retreat, they wanted aerial images of the ladies at the retreat, at the beach, and some of the activities. And I took drone footage, and the water was beautiful. The girls were
Goodness.
lovely. And that
That's,
was a great experience. So, yes, it really is. It could be tropical. It could
wow,
be.
that sounds awesome. That sounds cool.
So, yeah.
Does that take the place of a photographer?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't take the place of a photographer, because you can have both, or a
Okay.
photographer can take my course and learn how to be a drone pilot and add that, scale his business or her business up, and add that to what you're already doing. So a lot of photographers are already into drones, and they're taking courses so that they can become remote pilots as well. And I think that is just absolutely wonderful to add that to your business. For me, as an event planner, as a model, I'm always looking for avenues where I can integrate the drones and have the ladies think about how they can integrate the drones into their businesses. Real estate agents, developers, even entrepreneurs, people that buy and sell homes and flip houses and things like that. You would want a drone pilot on your team, so you know you can go up and check out the roof, and let's see what's going on before we spend $1 up there. We need to see what's going on these roofs. And you can tell me one thing, but a drone can see something else.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yes,
That is amazing.
I would love to get more women into drones. This is always an open market for everyone. So women and girls, they have a special spot in my heart. I would love to get more women and girls into drones. It is a STEM career, and it's all also in technology, because you're using a lot of different apps. And you know, these apps help you be a better drone pilot. So you can literally plug the information into the app and find out the longitude, the latitude, the weather conditions, everything that you really need to know about an area before you go out and do a job. Or maybe you're just going out for some recreational fun, but you still want to know the weather. So let me show you my drone.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Oh,
Okay.
by the way, Shari,
Yes.
just if you want to share something from your computer, you know, you can share your screen if you would like to.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to share my drone. I'm going to hold it up so you guys can see it.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful.
All right. Let's see. Okay.
Wow.
It looks really light.
It is light. This is a Mavic Pro. This is one of the drones that I use. I love this drone. This drone can capture aerial imagery, and it's a wonderful drone. It shoots in 4K. And so this is a really, really great drone. This is my workhorse. This drone is really good. So just imagine this swooping in. and really capturing that footage that you would want for that experience that you're having. So I love this drone. This is one of my favorite drones.
Wow, that's awesome. That's really cool.
It's like
So
a
it's
big
done. It's done by remote control.
Yes. So with the drone, you have a control station, and the control station.
Wow.
All right. So
that's interesting.
this is my
Very interesting.
control.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
you would open it up like this. And then I would attach my cell phone or iPad, mini pad, depending on how big your controller is. This one fits my iPhone, and these are my controls.
Oh, okay.
And so it's almost like, gaming. And I was never a gamer or anything like that. But this is what you would use. And you can have something around your neck to hold this up so that you can really focus on flying the drone. So really, this is your control station that flies this drone.
Wow.
So to fly a drone like you have there, you actually do need a license.
Yes, you actually need a license if you want to make money flying drones. If you would like to just be a hobbyist, you can do that as well. But once people start getting into drones, why not become a licensed drone pilot, a remote pilot, and really enter the industry? Even if you want to do it part-time, why not get your license? You still need to learn different things if you're still going to be a hobbyist. So if you're going to do that, you might as well just, take my course and get your license and become a pilot.
So talking about your course, so how long is the course? How many hours?
Well, I would say that the courses are really tailored to the client. So I take students, you can get a license at age 16. So if you have a person out there that's age 16 or older, I've had students at age 18 to 65. So I mean, the students are all over the gamut in terms of the age bracket, but you can get a license at age 16. So that is where you start. And we tailor our courses to meet the customer's demand. So if the customer says, hey, I want to get my license in 4 weeks, I'm going to put together a program for you. I have a 12-unit program curriculum that I use with my students. We're going to get it done in 4 weeks. If you want to get it in 2 weeks, we can get it in 2 weeks. If you want to get it, I recommend you get it in 6 to 8 weeks, because you want to really take your time and learn everything that you need to learn so that you can be successful in passing the test. The test itself costs $150. So I do not want to pay $150 to take a test exam and fail. So you want to give yourself time. So I recommend to my students that they go with a package with me that's either 6 to 8 weeks. We tailor those courses for the evening. We do them virtually. We do them on Saturdays or Sundays. I really work with the student and work with the student's schedule, because the last thing I want them to be is pressured about going to class. I want you to be able to come to class stress-free. Because you have to learn a lot of the stuff that the pilots have to learn. And you have to learn because you're entering into the aviation industry. And when you're entering into this, you have to learn the language. You have to know everything about the various airports, the airspace, the weather, everything, the operations. So you really, really don't want to rush yourself. You really want to get that knowledge and pass that knowledge exam and really start in the market.
So say I wanted to talk my wife into, hey, you know what, I really would like to become a drone pilot, because she doesn't know what she wants to give me for the holidays. So how much of her own money would she have to spend?
Oh, how much of her own money would she have to spend? Well, it depends. If you want to just start with a drone to, let's just get curious, you want to just see maybe what it's all about, I would not recommend buying a drone that's very expensive. I would recommend buying something under $100 that you can start with so that you can get familiar with a drone. Because drones are expensive, and you don't want to purchase a $1,500 drone or $800 drone and then crash the drone. So, so I would recommend that you can really get something decent. We start our students with sometimes the Telos or some of the other smaller drones, the DJI Spark drones. We start them with those drones because, again, they're smaller drones, and you can really, you can spend $300 or $400 on those drones. But I do recommend something under $100 to get started.
Okay.
And then your course.
The course. So the Goddess of Drones course is called Shut Up and Fly.
I love it. All right, Shari, I love it.
I don't want to hear any talking. All I want to hear is the remote control going, the drone buzzing, and you're saying, wow, this footage looks amazing, or you're doing it. I don't want to hear anything else. So my motto is shut up and fly. You can reach me at goddessofdrones.com. And the course, like I said, we have some COVID-19 prices up there right now because we understand that we're in unprecedented times. And so if you are out of work and you really need to change your career, please give me a call. Really industry, because you can really enter this industry and come out on the other end of this industry with a new trade, something that is viable right now. So you reach me at goddessofdrones.com, or you can call me at 267-441-3991, or you can email me at goddessofdrones@gmail.com. You can go to my Instagram page at Goddess of Drones.
All right. We're going to put up all your information, Shari. We're going to put up all your information.
I will post your information, so everybody can directly just has to click actually, on the link, and we'll find you.
Yes, that'd be great. So people can take an introductory class. You start off with 2 classes, and those introductory prices are on the website if you want to start off with 2 classes, and just give it a try, or you can commit to it. If you commit to this, I will commit to you. I am an instructor, and I want to make sure that all of my students pass on the first try so that they can enter the market. And I also help students further their careers and help them enter the market by identifying different companies and different activities, different organizations. You want to be familiar with policies and things that affect the industry. If you're going to be in it, you really, really want to know all the information so that you can have a successful business or work for a successful company.
Right, exactly.
I like that.
Yeah, so do I. So do I.
No, and especially I like the aspect that yes, we are, people will have to, reimagine their careers. When I see how many people, just in certain manufacturing jobs and hospitality have simply lost their income.
Right.
And to start a new career and to get this new talent.
Right.
I think it's worth, you have to invest. It's when you learn something, you have to do also a certain investment, but there you invest in yourself, in your career.
Yes, you're investing in your career, your future, yourself. And for folks that don't want to go to college, this is perfect. Even if you
Mhm.
want to go to college, it's still perfect because, again, this is something that you can carry with you and you can work in almost any state. That's the other thing
Right.
about being a drone pilot. You can
Uh-huh.
work in almost any state. Like I just said, I just came back from Turks and Caicos on a woman's retreat. That was amazing. I did a rally recently. That was amazing. So you can really go into a lot of different industries by being
Mhm.
a remote pilot. So I want people to come to me. I want everyone to get a license, and I want you to enter the market and let me help you do that.
All right,
Well,
that sounds cool.
I'm
So
like, where were drones 40 years ago?
I know,
We,
huh?
we had them. We had them. Military, they've always used drones.
Right.
We just didn't have the opportunity to be a part of that. But now the drones are in the commercial market, and we have the
Mhm.
opportunity to be a part of that industry.
Right, exactly. So I want to switch it over a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about fashion, Shari.
Okay.
So I'm gonna let you lead with what you do with fashion.
So with fashion, over time, you accumulate a lot of different items. You know that, Liz.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I have a whole closet in the room there. And I'm not bragging because I worked hard for this closet because I
I
wanted a
know.
closet that I can put all of my items in, and only the things that belong to me. So with fashion, I think that um, women and men have to look at, where am I in my fashion? Because
Right.
sometimes we don't really look at it. We just look at what we wore or
Mm-hmm.
maybe what we used to look like, and we don't dress appropriately for where we are at this moment. So
Right.
for me, I look at fashion as timeless. I buy
Mm-hmm.
timeless pieces that last forever. I don't really
Exactly.
follow different trends. I follow brands like the Liz Russell brand.
Woo,
I
thank
wear
you.
brands like the Liz Russell brand.
Oh, thank you.
I wear brands that are complementary to my body and that
Right.
look good, feel good on me. So
Mhm.
my fashion, I think, my style, I think, is one day I could be wearing braids, the next day I could be
Exactly.
wearing my natural hair.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to, change it up, not seasonally, but just
Mm-hmm.
change it up for how I'm feeling. And
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of, I don't want to say it's all over the place. I'm just going to say that I like timeless pieces, things that last forever that you could just pull out the closet.
Right.
A friend of ours says all the time, they are the get it done dresses and pants and outfits.
Mm-hmm.
They are the get it done outfits that you just
Mm-hmm.
go to and you pop that on and you look amazing.
Exactly. And there's no time limit on it. That's what I base my entire collection on, timelessness. You can pull
Excellent.
something out 10 years from now
Yep.
and still be current
And
today. And
still,
I watch all your fashion tips and everything in your big beautiful closet. I follow you. It's amazing. I love it.
oh, thank you
Yeah,
so much. Thank you.
absolutely.
I love that closet. That's kind of my other Zen space, my
Right,
closet and droning.
right,
I go
exactly.
That,
in and I had to think about what my day is going to be. Am I going to be droning today and then maybe go out? This is when we, of course, were able to go out in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I still get dressed. I have on a dress today because I am on the Liz and Eric show, and I always just get dressed because I feel good. If I feel good in what I'm wearing, I'm gonna feel good. If I look good, I feel good. If
Right.
dressed, I know it's hard right now because
I
we're all in,
know.
and it's a lot of things going on, and we really don't have to do too much. We're asking people to stay home, but get dressed anyway. You
Right,
know,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
dressed anyway. It'll make you feel good.
Yes. For our viewers, can you give some women who are watching some words of encouragement on like self-care, fashion, and what you were just talking about, just kind of, you know, getting dressed for yourself. It doesn't necessarily have to be for anyone, but just yourself.
Yes, I can. You know, I had a birthday in September, and you know, I'm just gonna put it out there. I turned 55, and I am fabulous at 55. Yes, I said it.
That's
And
right.
I mean it. And you know why I say it that way? It's because if God blesses me to wake up every single day, I'm going to own it. So that's me.
That's
That
right.
means I'm going to walk in my purpose. So,
Right.
ladies, and men, if you are struggling, and I have tons of anxiety about so many different things,
Right.
but
Right.
you know, take in a deep breath, let it out.
That's right.
Come on, you two, do it with me. Take it
Come
in,
on, Eric.
let it out. I would say slow down. Take the opportunity to write down your goals.
Right.
Really dive into what it is you want to do in life. And if the things that you're doing are toxic to your situation, I would flat out fire them.
Oh, I got lucky
Exactly.
2 weeks ago, I guess.
Fire it, fire them, get rid of all the toxic things in your life, because self-care is about really making sure that you are whole and that you are happy. And if you
Right.
are not whole or happy, how can you really help someone else? So I try
Exactly.
tons of water.
Yes, so do I.
I drink wine too.
Mm-hmm.
So here's my wine.
Hey, let's all cheer. Let's all cheer.
All cheer is water and wine. And
That's right.
everything in moderation. So
That's
yes,
right.
here's to the Eric and Liz show. Here we
Oh,
go.
thank
Here's
you.
the shirt and the drones
Mm-hmm.
and the fashion.
Goddess of drones. That's right.
That's right.
Mhm.
So if I can leave with anything, I would say if companies are out there and you want to do a virtual retreat, because everything is virtual right now, so we do teach our drone classes virtually.
Mhm.
We can do a virtual retreat for your business, and you know, talk all about drones, do some obstacle courses, you know, all of this drone stuff, of course, and really set something up for your retreat. We can do that. Or if you have some students that you really want to get into this industry, I think I am the person for you.
I believe you are too. And just by you naming it the Goddess of Drones, that'll make it a little more easier for people to be able to understand it. You know what I mean? Sometimes we think when it's so technical, like, oh, I don't know. But
Yeah,
you
it can
know,
be
now that
very
you've
confusing.
put a name on it, that I think that's awesome.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
give that emphasis, please, that it's really something that women should not be afraid of.
There you go.
Because
Yes, women really need to really know that they can do this. Like I said, I didn't have
Mhm.
any kind of gaming or technical skills. I just picked up that drone, learned everything I needed to learn, and
Mhm.
decided I'm going to be a part of this industry. And every day I go out is a practice day for me. When a client calls me, I'm happy about that as well. So you have to be engaged in
Mhm.
this industry and really understand what you're doing, because my drone is not a toy. It's a drone,
Right.
and it gets
Right.
the job done.
Right. All right. That's amazing.
Thank
well,
you.
I thank you, Shari. That was very enlightening and
Yes.
great um, to see that someone can recycle themselves, and just, they maybe see that they didn't know what they want to do, and suddenly it's like, oh my God, there's something really I could do. And especially with, little investment. I mean, what you really invest is your time,
Mhm.
Yes,
the
Right.
you can
knowledge they
make
get
that
from you.
investment. You can make that investment into yourself,
Yep.
and it will not cost you an arm or a leg. It just
Right.
costs you a commitment. And
Right.
I also give you the opportunity to make that commitment to yourself and really stick to it, because I
Mhm.
want you to be successful in this endeavor. I don't want you to waste time. I really want you to get in now on
Mm-hmm.
the floor where it is happening right now. All
Right.
these different industries are growing and expanding. Drones are already helping the COVID-19 crisis.
Exactly.
Drones are, disinfecting planes and other areas where,
Really?
oh my gosh, yes, where you can't even
Oh,
see humans because maybe it's a situation where it's not safe. So drones can get in there and really take images of what is going on without sending a human there. So drones
wow.
are really another layer of safety for us
Uh-huh.
as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say there's construction, there's search and rescue, filming, of course, infrastructure inspections, the oil
Mm-hmm.
and gas industry, utility industry, like I said, photographers, or just people that
Wow.
are just saying to themselves, I want to do that. I
Mm-hmm.
can, and you
Right.
can do this. You can, if
Wow.
I can do it, you can do it.
Wow. That's awesome. That's cool. Mm.
Well,
Yes.
on that note,
All right.
happy
Thank you so
holidays.
much.
On that note, they know how to contact me, goddessofdrones.com.
Oh,
Yeah,
Hit us
and I
cool.
up.
will make sure that everything is posted.
All right.
Yes. We're going
And
to
that
have
will
your
be my
information.
I appreciate it. I appreciate the opportunity to come on with you, Eric and Liz. And Liz, I love all your amazing fashions. I cannot wait until we are out of this pandemic. And I know we will be. I know we will
Yes.
be.
This too shall pass.
This
Because
too
I would
shall
love to have you at our next show, and we're going to do some drones. How about that? I would love that.
so fun. I talk drone all the time. I mean, my husband's like, oh my gosh, this woman. But it's a passion of mine and I love it. And I just want to spread the love with everyone else and level up. Someone help me level up, and I want to help the next generation of pilots level up.
Right. That's what we're supposed to do. That's right. Well,
Thank
thank
you.
you so much for being our special guest. We really appreciate you, Shari.
I appreciate you too. Thank
All
you so
right.
much.
You're welcome. Take care.
All right. You guys take care and have a great, great evening.
You too.
You
All
too.
right. All right.
Bye.
I don't know, like that was very interesting.
We're still on live. All
Yeah,
right.
we're still.
Still on live.
Um,
That was so interesting. You're right. That was amazing. I loved it.
yeah, no,
Yes.
it's, you know, there is hope out there. There is so many things you can do, and it's
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I think um, people don't realize
Mm-hmm.
what type of job opportunities are there, and that makes me happy when we can show people, hey, look,
Exactly.
there's something else out there that you didn't even think about. And I'm sure that many kids in the past, say 4 or 5 years, got a drone, for their birthday or
Mm-hmm.
Christmas or whatever, and they just played around with it without even thinking that that could be a future career for them.
Right. Exactly.
You know, and
Exactly.
I love that they can start that early. And of course, you don't want to discourage someone from going to college, but
Right.
some people, they are not made for college.
A
I mean,
whole lot of people are not made for
I was
college.
one of them. It's just that's
Yes.
so to see their opportunity, and suddenly, you fly your drone for a couple of years, and then you start employing people which fly the drones. You develop the ideas, the fields. I mean, it's great. It's just another opportunity.
Right. It definitely is. It's something totally different, that's for sure. And women, we as women, we're doing, different things, This is very different to me.
Oh
This is
yeah,
very
I
different.
love it. because
Yeah, I do
you know,
too.
it's definitely gender neutral.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right.
Well, I would say that we wish our viewers a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Yes. And I'd like to wish my granddaughter a happy birthday because her birthday is on Thanksgiving Day.
Ooh, well, happy
Yeah.
birthday
What
to
a
her.
special little turkey.
Special little turkey.
Yes. She's gonna
Okay,
be 9.
so
Mm-hmm.
au revoir, goodbye, auf Wiedersehen, and
Bye-bye.
see you in 2 weeks.
Yes. Take care, everyone. And we appreciate you tuning in. And we'd appreciate if you would like to subscribe.
Of course,
Thank you.
subscribe.